Hi. Hi, my name is Praise, yes, like the Lord, and we are gonna have a little yap sesh. Excuse the mess behind me, or don't excuse it, because at the end of the day, I should be doing better. Don't excuse it. I made a video. I didn't put away the things that I had out for the video, but that's neither here nor there. That's not even why you're here. So just excuse it. There's this thing that's on my heart at the moment. First of all, outfit check. They're brought to you by, I don't know where I got it. Well, I know where I got it, but I can't tell you because if anyone from this state knows where I got it, then they'll swarm. And I just can't. I have to gatekeep that one. I'm sorry, I have to gatekeep that one. Maybe someday I won't, but today I have to. A wise man does not divulge all that she knows. Sweatshirt from Mauricia. Socks are mismatched, but that's okay. There's this thing that's on my heart to talk to you about, and I'm hoping that as we discuss it, there's a little piece of fuzz there, sorry. I'm hoping that as we discuss it, it resonates somehow, some form, some way. I love nostalgia. I love being nostalgic. I love thinking about things in the past. I love romanticizing the past. I love feeling like somehow, some way, the past was better than the present, and the past is better than the future will be. And this is the reality, it's not. Let me give you a little lore, okay? Because we've been here for a minute. We know a little bit about each other, but do we really know much about each other? I don't know. So I moved to the great state of Minnesota 10 years ago, pretty much on the nose. Like I moved 10 years ago in the summertime, okay? For the record, this 7 is really aged, so if you see any glue or anything is shifting back, no you don't. I moved here to the great state of Minnesota 10 years ago in the summertime because I went through a really horrible breakup. That was the truth. That's the truth. Breakup was so heartbreaking, gut-wrenching. Not for any other reason, but just like the context of it, and I'll give you a little spill. Come close. Matter of fact, I probably should go get some wine so that we could like dish a little bit, right? Hold on. Should I get wine? Yeah. See, being silly, I just spilled this on my freaking couch. Oh my days. Whatever. That's how tea the tea is. It's not even really all that tea, but I'm just a little dramatic, as you well know. White. Here's the tea. You're on and off again, high school sweethearts. If you're watching this, sir, if you ever see this, would you say that we were sweethearts? Probably not. Like, you probably would not say that. We dated on and off again throughout high school. The reason that I hesitate towards saying sweetheart is because we just broke up so many times under so many different circumstances that it's just like, would you even look back on that time and say yes to that? High school sweethearts? I don't think so, but we really did like each other because it was for a while. Okay. So my parents moved here to Minnesota and I was still going to school in Alabama. I really relied on his companionship that year that they were here, right? We'll get to the point. I'll get to the point. I promise. Just like stay for the ride for a second, okay? We kept getting into like these really immature fights. We'd break up a little bit, then we get back together a little bit, then we break up a little bit, get back, the thing, right? Until he started this new job. It was coming to be summertime, started this new job. When he started the job, we kept getting into these little tips, but the first week that he started the job, he met a young lady. Now, when I say he met a young lady, I don't mean that it was like this thing that I automatically knew. I mean, well, it kind of was. I'll paint the picture. One night after he started his job, he came over to my apartment. We're sitting down, like chatting. He's going through like all the list of people that he'd met. And then he says her name. He's like, I met this girl named, we'll call her Alice. I met this girl named Alice and she is blah, blah, blah. But something about the way he said Alice, immediately in my spirit, I felt like this, like ding, like, I don't know what it was, but I felt it, right? Okay, cutie. The following week we break up. He'd never really been like ice cold to me in the way that he was this time that we broke up, right? You know when you go through a breakup and you're just distraught about everything, like you can't eat, you can't sleep. It was one of those, right? Which I couldn't really figure out why because we'd gone through this before. That's not the point. I went out with my friend the following weekend after our breakup. And while I'm out with my friend, I was just feeling like this anxiety inside. And I messaged another friend that I knew worked with him. I messaged her and I'm like, hey, I haven't spoken to so-and-so in like a week and a half. Do you know if anything is going on with him? And she says, it's not what, it's who. Mind you, she was a little bit messy anyway. Shout out to you, sis. She was a little bit messy anyway. She said, it's not what, it's who. And I'm like, okay, well, where are y'all? She's like, we're all out right now. And mind you, I lived in Birmingham at the time. Birmingham is really small. I was like, out where? Like, I'm probably close. She said, yeah, we're here. So I book it to my car like a crazy. And I drive to where they are. Okay, here's where I want to interject and just be clear. My thought process behind going to where they were was that I was going to drive there and like go get my man, like in the movies, right? And I know that that's very immature thinking, but you have to understand that's where I was in life. Like, I thought that this was going to be like a fairy tale moment. Like, oh my God, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it either. We're together, right? I had been watching a lot of rom-coms that week. My sadness was I'd built up in my mind this really big, important reunion that ended up being crushing. And the crushing was just like, just imagine you're dating someone on and off, whatever, but it's been years, right? So like at this point, I think we've been dating for like 4 or 5 years. It's been years and you see them walk out of the club with another girl. Huh?
Today the anniversary of that?
What?
Today the anniversary?
No, the anniversary was that's why I'm making a video about it. It was like a couple months ago. That's why it was so like heartbreaking. It was because, what? Fortunately for me that day, I was so fine. I looked good, yeah. So I book it to where they are. I get out of the car and she walks over to me, my friend. And I'm like, what's going on? And she said, again, it's not what, it's who. Before she could even say Alice, I heard Alice in my spirit. It was like, he likes this girl name. And then I heard like Alice. It sounded just like that. I'm not even playing with you. And my heart went to my shoes. My heart went to my shoes. He comes out of the place and he's walking with Alice and then he sees me. He's like, oh my God, what are you doing here? Mind you, he's drunk, okay? A guy who doesn't drink, a guy who drinks water strictly, not even juice. So why are you drinking? Are you distraught? Neither here nor there. We go through this whole thing. He's like, girl, I'm not really feeling it with you anymore. Alice is my jive. Alice is potentially the love of my life. Shout out to Alice. And it's just not gonna work out with us. Like, it doesn't, what we have doesn't even compare to what me and Alice have. Girl, I was sick. I was ill. I was like, how could this happen? Again, mind you, I don't even know why I put so much dumb. Let's keep going. So after all that transpired, mind you, it's like 1 a.m, 2 a.m, okay? I'm driving home. For some reason, there's like a bug here. I need to go kill it. Hold on 1 second. For some reason, whenever things are going a particular way, like I cannot process my emotions in the moment. They don't hit me until something triggers it, right? I can go, like I went through that entire scenario. I'm not gonna say stone faced, but really not feeling anything. It's like I felt numb in the moment, right? This is important, I'm getting somewhere. I'm driving home, and I'm like, let me call my friend, who I know will pick up the phone because she always does because she's a late owl. So I call her and I'm like telling her what just happened and she's like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And I'm like, I don't know, I need to call my mom. The second I said I need to call my mom, tears. So I called my parents, I'm like telling them what happened. They're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Mind you, they know this young man, he'd gone on vacation with us at this point. At that point, yeah, he'd gone on vacation with my family at that point. I'm like, Mom, I'm coming up to Minnesota. And she's like, no, you're not. At this time, I was driving like a beat up Kia. I was driving like the dustiest Kia Optima. It was so dusty. Anyway, didn't go with any of my outfits, which is so unfortunate for the girl. I'm driving and I'm like, no, Mom, I'm coming. She's like, not in that car. And I'm like, yeah, in this car. And she's like, no, just wait. Your dad will come get you. Because one thing about me, they say no one's coming to save you. No, my dad is coming to save me for sure. So she's like, your dad's gonna come get you. Don't worry, like give it a couple weeks. We'll be there soon. I'm like, okay, fine. Don't care. Pack my bags. I pack everything that I could pack in my apartment, throw it in my hoop, and I'm on my way. I drive. Before I even got to Tennessee, as I'm pumping gas in my car in the middle of the night, there was a cop parked across the way from where my car was, right? I motioned to him over, asking for him to come over. He comes over, he's like, is everything okay? I'm like, no, sir, everything's not okay. I just went through this terrible breakup. Can you pray with me? And he's looking like, pray with you in the middle of the night. He's holding on to his little vest, holding on to his piece. He asked me what happened. I told him what happened. I'm telling him about how distraught I am, about how I'm about to drive up to the great state of Minnesota. And he's like, I don't know if that's the best thing for you to do. Like, you're still young. you know, maybe like just give it a second. But regardless, he ended up praying with me. It was so sweet. I go to Tennessee. I go through Illinois. At this point I'm in Wisconsin. I call my mom and I'm like, hey mom, I'm in Wisconsin. She's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I'm in Wisconsin because I just had to get here. Like I had to get to Minnesota. And she's like, you drove all the way, blah, 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 blah. I have a prophetic gifting that at that time I didn't necessarily know that that's what it was. But now that I do know that that's what it is, I pay attention to these little signs that are around me, especially in nature. As I'm going through Wisconsin, there's this big fat storm. It was huge. It was terrible. I could barely see through the storm. I was holding on for dear life to drive me my hoop through this storm. I get through the storm. It's calm for a little bit. Then there's another storm. Maybe not as bad, but still heavy enough to where I'm struggling to see, right? And on the other side of that storm is like the most beautiful sunset that I had ever seen. It was just bright and pretty and stunning. And I was like, okay, well, God, what are you trying to tell me? How I perceived it was that I was gonna go through this really massive storm when I got here, followed by peace, followed by another storm that was bad, but not quite as bad, followed by sunshine and rainbows, right? And when I tell you, I got to Minnesota, my parents were happy to see me. But when I tell you, that was literally what happened. This gentleman ended up moving to the great state of Minnesota too. That was a whole other storm, right? But the first storm really was getting to Minnesota, getting acclimated, getting used to this new life in the cold, because I'm not meant for the cold. Like I really don't even know how I live here. I know why now, because like my whole life is here now, but I don't even know how I do it because it's cold. Okay, that first year was really hard, and it was really hard to see, and it was really hard to be present, and it was really hard to live and feel like there was more on the other side of this heartbreak, because that was really my first like gut-wrenching heartbreak, right? If my hands are dry, I'm so sorry. I have to wash my hands a lot with changing diapers. That was the first storm. Peace for a little while. I got acclimated, I got settled, I started to feel myself again. I started to like mend my heart. I was dating, which was an adventure in and of itself, but regardless, like things started to get a little bit more settled. Then this young man moved here. We thought that we were going to actually like give it a fair shot without any of the things from our hometown. I don't know, again, if you're watching this, like why would he be watching this? Because I just have this if you're watching this, sir, that was a really strange time. All that to say, he moves up to the great state of Minnesota. We go through a turbulent season. Then he leaves. Okay, great. As soon as he left, it felt like something was like lifted. There's no bad blood between us, but it felt like something ended. Like there was like a serious ending to this story, truly. And after that, I had the most incredible last 7-8 years of my life, like the most incredible time. The reason why I'm here today talking to you about any of this is because I always go through these really like transformative periods every 7 to 10 years, and I'm in one now. Everything's happened so quickly. Everything's been really like hard for me in a number of ways. And yes, I have a fabulous life now. Everything's very cute. However, there still are these points of transformation that have been costing me very heavily. And I do this thing where I look at the past and I wonder if the past was better than what God has in store for me in the future, right? But when I think about that, when I look back at that time in particular and how hard it was and how difficult it was to even get out of bed some days and how hard it was to eat, you know, when you laugh, but like the laugh isn't backed by anything. It's like you're laughing, but there's nothing, there's nothing in your soul, right? That's how it felt at that time. And lately it's been kind of feeling like that for no other reason other than it's just freaking a lot to have 3 kids. To be a mom in general is a lot, right? Like there's a lot required of you, but to have 3 kids who are 3 and under, it's a lot. And so frequently I look around and I'm just like, dang, it was really easy back when I was by myself. It was really easy when it was just me and my husband. It was really easy when blah, blah, blah. Like life was so much better then. When the reality is it's not. Yes, there are these really crucial transformative periods of life where you feel like there's so much required of you. But the reality is, look at the time past when there was a lot required out of you because a season was changing, shifting, you were coming into something new. And look at that that time period up until this point, you can't tell me that the time period after the shift, after the change, wasn't like the best time of your life. I don't necessarily think that there's ever going to be like a best time of my life. I think that there are multiple best times of my life throughout this stretch I'm given on this earthen plane. Same goes for you. But the reality is this: stop looking at the past. Stop thinking that the past has some great treasure that God's not going to give you plus 50 in the future or even in the now. Like, it really does start with now. It starts with looking at where you're at right now, looking at your life right now, and saying to yourself, oh, it's tea right now, amidst the struggle, amidst the sleepless nights, amidst the I don't knows, amidst the is this ever gonna happen? Look at how far you've come from the places that you've been. The journey is not linear by any means. And as I look back on that time of my life where everything was just it just took so much out of me. What it took out of me brought me my husband, who's by far the most incredible man I've ever met. Like, I don't respect men. I respect him. I don't respect men. I respect him. I respect him for so many different reasons. But one of the primary reasons I respect him is because he and I are able to sit and have these really tough conversations about things that we're feeling that aren't necessarily comfortable, or things that we're going through that aren't necessarily kosher. We jive. Like, I don't know how to describe it without getting into detail, but it's like the uncomfortable things that you wouldn't necessarily want to talk to your partner about. He's there to talk to me about it without judgment, without like condemnation. And we've been through so many things lately. He's been getting on my freaking nerves. The fact that even after getting on my nerves, like, we meet together and we see here, like, that's something that I've never experienced in a relationship before. And I don't know that I would have had the capacity to handle the relationship that I have now without what I went through at that time. In the same way I'm asking God for so many things, I don't know that I can handle the so many things I'm asking God for without going through the stretching of needing to get up in the morning to take care of 3 teeny human beings. Like, if I can do this, I really can do anything. That's how I see it. And I feel like what I'm asking God for, he's preparing me for in this season, on this land. That is I didn't even really drink the wine, and that's really unfortunate. Alexander Valley Merlot, like, I told you about this last time, I'm telling you about it again. It's so good. Also, shout out to my girl for telling me that I need a mic. I'm gonna get the mic. Just give me a minute. I'm gonna get the mic. Just give me a minute. I just need a minute. Hold on, get the mic, okay? Anyway, yeah, don't look at the past anymore. That's what this video is really about. Stop looking at the past. Stop thinking the past is better. Stop thinking that it's better than your present. It may have been more fun in part, or it may have been like easier, but whatever you are going through that's like stretching you, that's causing you to feel this uneasiness, it's because it's in preparation for what you're asking for in the future. So get it right, get it tight. I think that's all. I'm about to film another video out in the garden. Stay tuned. We're gonna frolic in a little bit, maybe a couple days for you, but for me, I'm about to go frolic right now. Anyway, love you, bye.